Have you ever wondered what's the highest damage possible with one hit in a normal free-for-all round? Well, even if you didn't, I'm here to answer that question nobody asked. So, let's get into the video. First of all, let me explain something. This damage is virtually impossible, but technically possible. If you don't know what virtual impossible means, it's when something has an actual change to happen, but the change is so low that it won't happen in normal conditions. And private servers or admin interventions of course count as cheating. But even with those, it's really hard to set up. So, I'm gonna simulate the stats you will reach with those virtual impossible conditions. There are currently 4 values that affect damage in item asylum. This being the damage of the weapon itself, the attack multiplier, curse stacks, and enemy's defense. After some guessing for the game's damage formula, I got this. And at least, as far I have tested, it is accurate, and if you check it a bit, you may have noticed that curse is a flat damage bonus. So there you have a fun fact. If the enemy is cursed, you can deal damage with 0 attack. Now, for the chosen weapon, we first need to know where all this will happen, and that is here, in the area. This is because the stun dummy is the only thing that can survive the setup. A player will die quickly. And for this test, I wanted a weapon that deals normal damage, so no items like Death Note or Mooring. The weapon with the highest damage with those conditions is America and the button with 1000 damage. But America will be better for this test. Yes, Master Spark has more total damage, but it isn't a single hit, and in this test, we need it to be a single hit. Forgot to mention this, but this requires all 16 people, including the damage dealer on our server, to teamwork, which is one of the things that make this virtual impossible because we all know Item Asylum players can teamwork. Now, for the setup. The second best damage increaser for this in middle slot is Flag Post, but in free for all, it only buffs the user, so the rest of people will have to use other items. These are freezing point for 14 of the 15 users left. This because Pistol Room decreases defense by 15% for 4 seconds. With 14 people, this is a 210 defense debuff. The item for the last person left is Sekar. Curse has a max of 10 stacks, which is a 2000 extra damage before defense. This is better than any other buff, but only one person is needed for max stacks. As for ranged items, they are useless. We only need America because it's the main damage dealer. Now for the third slot items things get a bit interesting. The main damage dealer will use Joy, which has a small chance of giving you overjoyed state. I don't have a clip, but this state gives you a 1.5 attack boost. Lastly, we have two damage increasers. Mounted screen, which will be obtained from Fortnite card, and pad. Pad gives a 0.5 attack boost to the padded people, and mounted screen reduces defense by 35%. You might think that using pads only will be better since it's an higher boost, but you actually need to balance both boosts. I won't explain this a lot, but when you have a lot of attack, defense debuffs are better, and same with defense instead of attack. After some math, the combination with highest damage was 7 pads and 8 screams. And before the big damage, let me explain some things. You can skip explanations with timestamps I will put. I won't bore you if you don't want. So, as you have seen, this requires very specific loadouts and a ton of extra loot if you got the loads. But this still could theoretically happen. That's why it will stay as virtually impossible, but technically possible. I mentioned that Mutant Scream must be from Fortnite card. This because the transformation with Joy takes so long and removes your other items, which will make you lose freezing point debuffs. And yes, Joy Mutant items from Fortnite card are possible, but kinda rare. And lastly, I know you're all thinking of things like real knife execution or Psychop with Ultra Instinct, but Ultra Instinct Psychop acts like a dead note with the not and number damage, and I personally didn't want to include real knife execution. If you know an item I might have forgotten with higher and normal damage than American, tell me. And by the way, this considers a normal free-for-all round in the area, where that one end kit doesn't exist. If you want me to test this in Kit, tell me in the comments. The final values for the stats are on screen. Pause if you wanna check them. Here we go with the damage result. And well, yeah, that's the result. This video might seem effortless, but it took me a while to figure out the damage formula for the game, so any support would be appreciated. Thanks for watching.